Create Studios podcast featuring Rayven Justice and Surfer Solo in the building.
What's happening? We in this thing.
It's my guy, man. Very active people right here, man. How you been, bro?
I've been solid, brother. You know what I'm saying? Moving around, working like nonstop on tour. The Justice for All tour is booming right now. We got cities locked in, more on the way. So, you know what I'm saying? Definitely come catch a date if y'all can. You know what I mean?
That's awesome, man. I love touring. I love people seeing on tour. It's very active, man. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah.
What states you running through right now? What cities?
Oh, I just got back from Atlanta, New York, LA, of course. And then, you know, I'm working the whole Cali circuit. You know what I mean? So I'm going to be also in Nevada. So Reno. And, you know, everywhere out in Cali, of course. I gotta do home. You know what I mean?
Absolutely,
so,
man. Oakland's the home.
Yeah, yeah.
East Oakland to be exact, right?
To be exact. You already know.
Where'd you go to high school?
Oakland High.
Oh, okay, okay.
Shout out Dame, you know what I'm saying? That was my bro up in that thing, too. You feel me?
Damian Lillard.
Damian Lillard, you feel me? It's dope just to see him successful because, you know, we was in the same school. You know what I'm saying? So me doing my thing and then me seeing him do his thing is just... It's just good. It's a beautiful thing to see.
Absolutely. You know what I mean? And you guys are both from Brookdale, right? Is that correct or no?
Yes. I'm from the Shadies. I'm from the 80s.
Okay.
Birch. You know what I'm saying?
And they both go to those high schools, basically, right? The both neighborhoods and stuff like that.
I mean, this depends. Like everybody was everywhere.
Got you. Okay. Okay. And when did you first? Because I obviously knew you because like I've seen the whole thing come about. Because you've been to my shitty little studio when it was over at Foothill, like back in the
spot, bro. That was a spot. We was cooking up magic in that thing.
And I remember like Priceless and who was this girl? Indy? I think it was Indy. And they were there. And this is kind of when you were first just blowing up.
Yeah.
And they were just talking to you about it because you know you had this era where you were around the guys. You was around First of all, you was around a creative group of people very early on. It's kind of amazing how all y'all took part in some, but then you took that torch and was like holding it, man. This is like right after grabbing on my zipper.
Yeah.
You know, because that's when I first heard about you. Someone told me, like, you got to look at Rayven Justice, man. He has a song called Rayven on my zipper.
Yeah, that was one of the first ones.
And I didn't know. I was like, who's Rayven Justice, man? And I always got scammed a lot as a promoter from people because they would pay Rick to get their songs on the radio. And I get scammed, like, oh, it's on the radio.
Right.
So I really did my research with you. And I was like, I really want to research this before I do a show with them. And then I researched, like, oh, it's really on the radio. Like, it was getting... You weren't... That's not even when you hit your height of success, but it was a good little height.
It was.
Grabbing on my zipper, right?
At the time, bro. Like, you know, just a young, you know, kid out of Oakland and, you know, not having, you know, nothing really at the time but school, you know what I'm saying, and my friends and shit. So, you know, just to have that happening, it was just, you know, mind-blowing, dream come true type of feeling.
How did it happen? Did you just make it, blew up? Did someone push it for you? Was it part of a team project?
Well, that record was when I was under a label.
Got you.
At the time, you know what I mean?
Right.
So, you know, they did what they did, you know, by pushing it, you get what I mean? And, you know, it's just, you know, radio is like a gamble. You never know, like, if the song gonna work or not.
It's crazy. It's crazy to get on there. It's crazy that you were on there because I was a promoter at the time helping so many artists trying to get on.
Yeah, man.
And, like, you just caught on.
Yeah, bro, that was just, you know, it was a blessing in disguise at that moment for me. You know what I'm saying? There was a lot of different opportunities on the table. And, you know, the one I took, you know, it did what it did for me.
It did what it did for you.
Know what I mean? So,
is it weird when that happens? When a song like Grabbing on My Zipper like comes into your career and it changes you a little bit, like, or changes the career aspect a little bit? Like,
yeah, man, it was crazy. Like, just a vivid moment of that. It was, I remember going to McDonald's in the 90s, and I remember the window, it was some dude, you know, finna give me my food, and then he looked, he was like, you Rayven Justice? I was like, yeah, that's how I knew. I was like, oh, so it's starting to go crazy. He was like, you got that song Grabbing on my zipper on the radio? I'm like, yeah, you feel me? And then he got everybody else in McDonald's and they came and told me that. And I was like, dang. I was like, yeah. So at that moment when I pulled off, I was like, damn, this shit is really happening.
Was that in Oakland?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So that was your moment. Like, that's when you kind of knew, like, oh, this shit is happening.
Yeah, like this
shit
is we on that next level.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I was like, I got to take it around with it.
And explain what happened after that and the whole thing leading up to, like, you know, your hit single, coming out with Slide Thru and all that. Like, what was all going on with that? Did you like leave the label and do your own thing, or like?
Sort of, kinda. You know what I mean? Like, I had at that time with that song, I had separated myself from the label and everybody that was around at that time. It was just a lot going on. I had a major deal on the table at that time with Universal Republic for Grabbin on my zipper. And
wow,
they flew me out to LA. That was my first time ever going to LA. I'll never forget this shit. It's just mind blowing to remember it still. But first time in LA, they flew me out there, gave me a credit card, was like, you can go do whatever you want. I'm like, damn, all right, cool. I'm outside, I went to some stores, bought some clothes, got some food, you know what I'm saying? I'm really feeling that.
You feeling on?
Yeah, I'm over here like, man, this the life of being signed already? Like, okay, cool. And then the meeting came the next day. We go in there. I'm thinking it's about to be a big corporate thing, like, a round table like this one and like 100 people in there and they want me to perform and you know what I mean? But it wasn't even like that. I go in there and it was like 2 people in there. And
the A&Rs?
Huh?
With the A&Rs?
Yeah, 2 A&Rs.
Okay.
And they had a laptop in there and they had one of my songs called Settle for Less popped up. And it had Too Short on it. So they was playing it right when I was walking in and they turned it off and then we start talking about everything. They asked me what my story and my background was. And I let them know about it and, mentioned my little brother, Rayven Justice, RP, bro. And they was like, yeah, man, we like your story and we love the music. You know what I'm saying? We love Too Short. You know what I mean? And they had a bunch of plans on the table at that time, too. They was like, we want to get YG on the remix. And then we want to get you in the studio and get something going with Waka Flocka. And I'm like, oh, wow. And this one, Waka Flocka had the Let's Do It song out at the moment.
Oh, that was big. And YG was after the whole, the group thing, right? He was on his own already, right?
Yeah, he was already blown up with Tooted and Booted.
So that was, because that was his first song. A lot of people don't know that was YG.
Yeah,
a lot of people don't know that was YG.
Yeah, that's YG's first single that was popping. You know what I mean? So, at that time, I was like blown away from the opportunities that they was even saying in the meeting. I was like, oh my God, hell yeah. You know what I mean? And then as I was talking about my story, I didn't even realize one of the A&Rs got up and left the room. And then, as I came back to the, to reality from telling the story about my little brother and shit, the other lady come back in and she tells me like, yeah, I just called the upper guys out in New York. And those guys make the call on who they want to sign or not.
Right.
And then shit, they was like, let's do it. You know what I mean? And I'm like,
so they liked you, obviously.
yes. You get what I mean?
So it's that moment. You actually had to have a moment with them. They had to like your backstory. They had to kind of see your personality.
Yep. And they was examining me and all of that. So, they wanted to do the deal. But at that time, I was, like I said, I was already under contract with another situation. You know what I mean? And that situation was just all over the board. You know what I mean?
Did it ruin it? Did it ruin the situation you had with Universal?
That whole situation. And at that time, it kind of like killed the dream for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was waiting months after month after month and, expecting like, we was going to do the deal. You know what I mean? And then it just never happened. I don't even know why. You know what I mean? And
it's under control, right?
Yeah, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Then later I found out it was really because the label I was under, they wanted to, get more money or, rearrange the deal. Like to me, the deal that they offered was fine. You know what I mean? I think it was like $300,000 for like a 3-album deal. You get what I'm saying? And to me, like,
and that's not bad because you're just starting out.
I was just starting out. Like that's amazing to a kid that don't have nothing. So I'm like, man, like I can make that work.
And it's in LA. It's not like 300,000 in the Bay. It's like in LA.
Like,
it's different.
Like, it would have, I'm a hustler, so I already knew how to maneuver off of that. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
If I got that, I could take that and run with that.
And stay in LA.
Come on, you know what I mean?
Stay in LA was a huge part though, right? Like actually staying there to record and network.
Yeah, man. It would have just been a whole different kind of career for me if that would have went through for real.
How did it affect your motivation? Like, did that just kill it?
Yeah, it fucked me up, bro.
Because you got to make albums still, right?
Yeah, like after that, that's when I went my separate ways. Like, to me, it just killed my dream. You know what I mean? And then I kind of like stepped away from it, like from music for like a couple of months.
Wow, was that big?
Yeah, man. And my writers at the time was blowing me up every day. Like, don't give up. If we got this, we can get another one. But it's like they wasn't me. You know what I'm saying? And I would tell them, I'm like, y'all don't feel how I feel. Like, that was the opportunity I had. Even when I left out the meeting that day, I called my parents. You feel me? I'm telling them, like, I got signed. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like I'm embarrassed at the same time. I'm like, man, like, that shit, it just kind of messed me up. And, they was like, pushing me to do it, and even that like kind of made me feel away. Like I'm like, y'all pushing me to do something, and I'm like, I'm not even feeling it. You know what I mean? So like I said, I took a 2-month break, and then I wanted to come back. You know what I'm saying? To doing the music, I had to remember why I was doing it, and
right.
I told myself like, who you doing this shit for? You gotta remember you doing this for your brother. You know what I'm saying? And
a lot of people don't know about the group. You were in Justice Brothers. Was that it?
We wasn't called Justice Brothers.
Okay, that's what Wikipedia had. My bad. Yeah, they have the wrong information on there, right? but you were in a group with Rayven though, right? Like,
yeah, we was in a group.
Okay,
our first group was called the Collabed Kids.
Okay, that's really off. They called y'all the Justice Team or something like that. I was like, what?
I think somebody freestyled that or something.
Okay.
Yeah, our first group together, we was called the Collabed Kids. And, we made an album together. Like, you know what I'm saying? We made a hard copy of it and everything with the plastic on it. We was like teenagers, still like 16, 17 around that time. So it was dope to be able to do that with my little brother. And, like I said, when I thought about it, I was just like, I remember those times. I remember our talks and everything we had going on and how we wanted to live our life. So I was like, yeah, I gotta keep that within what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? And that drove me to, drive, even harder with my music. But when I came back to them guys, they felt a certain kind of way about my absence. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So it was like,
did they feel it was unprofessional, you think? How did you feel they take it?
You know what I'm saying? They probably took it all type of different ways. You know what I'm saying? And, again, like, I went through something. You know what I'm saying? And they, of course, they was with me. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, truthfully, it was, the deal was for me. You get what I'm saying? Like, it was my opportunity to be, big as life at that time in my mind. I'm like, man.
You're thinking Chris Brown.
You get what I'm saying? Like, at least it's big.
That area, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, it just messed me up, and I don't think they really understood how I felt all the way, and they had their own feelings about it. They felt like I gave up on them or whatever that may be, and shit. When I went back, they wasn't fucking with it. You know what I'm saying? They was like, we got other priorities now.
Wow.
And, we working on other dudes' music, this person and that person. And I was like, okay, and then I just had to accept that. You know what I'm saying? And then I went my own separate way. When I started mingling around the Bay Area, I went out to San Jose and found the studio out there. I met Clayton Williams there. Shout out, bro.
Clay Williams huge, man, for the Barry scene.
Miller, a whole bunch of cats in the studio out there in San Jose. And the owner, he heard of at the time he heard of my single Grabbin on my zipper. And he was rocking with me, and he was like, man, if you need a place to record, bro, you can always come here. And I was like, bet. He was like,
you never had that before, the song? Like no one ever offered you free studio time before that?
Nah, not like how he did. And then the studio,
in a professional studio,
nice.
Yeah, right.
Super nice. He had like 3-4 rooms, so he was like, you could, come over here. You know what I'm saying? I was like, all right, bet. And I really took that
play around with it.
On, you know what I mean? And I was there, and I recorded a bunch of different stuff, and I was trying to like find my sound. You know what I mean? I was really trying to find who I was as an artist on my own. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I did that, you know what I'm saying? And then I made other kind of records that was kind of in that same field as Slide Thru before Slide Thru came. And then one day I seen De La, the producer of Slide Thru, he had posted his studio on Instagram. And I was like, I'm going to go over there and, and work with him. So he had a studio in Oakland, downtown Oakland. And he was like, yeah, pop through or whatever. I was like, it's good. I go over there, we link up. And he was playing something like he was starting a beat. And that's the Slide Thru beat. And then I was like, oh, that's clean. I had my cousin with me, Will, shout out Will. And then we was listening to it, and I was thinking in my head, like, all right, I'm going to make a song called Slide Thru. You know what I'm saying? And at first the idea in my mind was like on some female shit. Like, we're going to have some female slide or whatever. And then my cousin was like, listen to that again. And then I listened to it again, and then he was like, nigga, we need to come on some slide shit. You feel me? And then I heard the beat, and then I heard what he said. I'm like, you right. You feel me? And I'm like, fuck that. I'm about to go up in here and go off of that thought and that shit. The song just came. You know what I'm saying? I had an idea of the first verse that came, how I come on, riding in my new Beamer. Like, that was influenced by Future. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Future.
Yeah, he had a flow. He had a flow on one. I can't remember the song, but it was a song I was listening to at that time. And he was like, in it, and vet it, and dread it, and did it, vet it. He said some shit like that on one of them songs, and I didn't understand nothing he was saying. But
Future for sure.
It felt, the vibe was tight. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, that'd be tight if I, did a flow like that over a California beat. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
So then I was like, okay, in the studio, I'm like, I'm gonna test that out. You know what I mean? And then I did, and it worked. Like the flow fit. You know what I mean? Over the beat. So I felt like maybe a piece of that may have made a big difference in the song.
Yeah,
made it sound different.
Absolutely, he totally influenced that.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
the song sounds like it wrote itself.
Come on, bro. You know, what
like
I'm
it
saying?
was it one of your faster songs to write? Like it just because that's what like hits are, right? They're very easy to write.
Yeah, like,
it's right here.
It was more so just, because I don't write. So I just went in there and just freestyled it, really. You know what I'm saying? And it didn't take no time. Around that time, I was so strict on studio time, I didn't have a lot of money to pay for studio time. So I was only booking like 2 hours. So I had to get good at recording in 2 hours.
That's what every artist does. Well, now they try to record within an hour and leave an hour to mix.
Exactly. You get what I'm saying?
What'd you say, Server?
That's hella shit.
Server, can you put the mic closer? I'm sorry.
I said that's hella shit. Like trying to mix and you know what I mean?
Yeah. Sorry about that. Just want to make sure we hear you and shit like that.
I think I can hear myself.
Okay, yeah. All right.
Yeah. But that's a lot though.
It's a lot to do.
Yeah.
But that's the artist, and like I respect my Oakland artists because I'm gonna be like my Oakland artists book more than any other city combined. You know what I mean?
For real?
Okay, maybe not now, but I've been in this game 15 years. You know what I mean? So a lot of my business was from the East Bay, because I came from San Jose, but not a lot of them came with me because they were more backpacking in San Jose back then,
right.
like 10 years ago, right? But no, like that era, yeah, like Oakland was the heart. They are the Mecca. I mean, and I seen it because I came up from Union City, so I saw the Fremont, Newark, Hayward, and they always looked to Oakland. They always wanted to be Oakland, and it's just and having a studio. I'm just being honest, and like I'm just being honest. And everyone was repping Hayward, and we only repped it because Oakland people repped Oakland.
Right.
I seen people in Union City trying to have a drug spot influenced by like 84th and Bancroft.
What?
Like they were trying to turn like suburban streets into like weeds, and it just did not last a week. Like it was good for like 4 days, and then like it was just done. But like 84th and Bancroft, like if people don't know about that, that was like a really popping weed spot that I used to go to and pick up weed before there was weed stores. Bruh, there was like little 14-year-olds serving me like what with some bomb, and I'm like whoa, like what?
Whoa.
But Oakland was and I'm just surprised like just now because you're from Oakland, and it's just like y'all spit out talent like ridiculously.
Yeah, man, we really do. But it's like, I feel like in these moments, in this generation, we kind of like get overlooked a bit. A lot of other places is getting like the shine on the artistry.
Like Stockton, Sacramento, which is wild now to think about.
But I'm not even hating. Like, I'm happy for, the whole Northern California to actually have some shine now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because for the longest, always been on LA. You know what I'm saying?
That's true. That's true.
So the fact that, any of us out this way, even Sacramento, you know what I'm saying? Like
Frisco.
Frisco.
Everywhere.
They hold it down too.
Frisco.
They hold it down too. There's a lot of Frisco rappers, but Oakland by far. And
salute, man. Salute to everybody out this
salute
way,
to everyone, but salute to Oakland starting the culture. And I know that for a fact because like when you go to Oakland, they really support music. They really buy albums off the street through the trunk. Other cities don't do that.
For sure.
They think you're weird. Out the trunk, man. And it's like, because I'm so old that I know my friends bought tapes from Too Short out the trunk. They still have tapes from Too Short. I know, bro. That is so old. And I remember hearing the stories of Too Short being in front of like certain, like if he would be in front of Lake Merritt and just certain places, always, playing his music and shit like that. And it's just amazing to hear. When you came out though, when Slide Thru came out, I mean, it was an epic moment, bro. I don't know if you realize it.
It really
like
was,
from a fan from me, because you seen the R&B stars that, and I don't want to classify you as that, but from the Bay, but like you and John Hart and other people, like they had moments, but yours was like just up there. It's like, because like for me, I saw the build up from Grabbing on My Zipper and then that, and then Slide Thru.
Right.
So it was just like when you came out with Slide Thru, it was like, whoa, he is just on right now. Like, did you feel that way? Because I was like thinking like people were like, how much can you get a Rayven Justice hook? I'm like, bro, I don't even want to ask him right now, dude, because he's just getting, bugged out the Wahoo, right? Like that. when it happened, didn't you just get bugged out the Wahoo for verses?
Oh, yeah,
like, isn't it like your DM just gets flooded, right?
I'll get you, like, I always say it's like winning the bingo or something, like the jackpot. You know what I'm saying? Like,
is it like that when you have a hit song? Because did you know it was gonna be a hit song before it hit, or you just know the response and then it's like a hit song?
It was actually like a second single I was gonna put out. Like it wasn't even nothing in my mind. I was taking it all the way serious when I first created the song. Like I had another song called Might As Well. you know, that I was gonna push as a single. And then shout out Charisma, she hit me.
DJ Charisma.
Yeah, she
she go
been
crazy
with me since day one. But she hit me in the middle of the night and was like, "Yo, send me that record Slide Thru."
That is truth, right? When a DJ asks you for the song, like, I'm pushing this one. Nah,
she was like,
send me that one.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, and I sent it over to her, and then she showed love and dropped it on YoungCalifornia.com and did all that
with
for
DJ
me.
Amen, right?
Yeah,
okay,
DJ Amen and all them guys, and
that was an era.
Yeah, it was, and it was fun. It was like a dope thing because it made the whole California unite.
They were behind that movement too. That was a beautiful era to do music, bro.
Yeah, it was, man. But yeah, bro, like when that happened, bro, it was insane, bro. I'm like, but I ain't gonna lie, like in the beginning it was slow. When you first get on the radio, you think you automatically like rich. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Think things come
right.
And that's not what it is at all. You know what I'm saying? Like I remember still being in my mom's house and hearing myself on the radio, and then when it would go off, I'm still in my mom's house. You know what I'm saying?
Artists always do that. Like, no matter how. This is my lowest moment, though, man. I don't have this car yet. I don't have a Ferrari yet, man. I'm still driving a Honda. They always do that. Like,
just saying, because when you're doing something, and then when you finally hit the pinnacle of being on the radio, you're thinking like, I'm on now. That's what your mind automatically thinking.
As a fan, though, not as an artist, as a fan before you blew up. That's how you thought, right?
Yes.
Okay, yes.
Fan,
okay, right, right.
So I'm thinking like, okay, if I do a good song, I get on the radio, I'm out of here. I just thought it was that simple.
Absolutely.
It's not that simple.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
It gets more difficult.
It does. And, everybody didn't accept me, right away either. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm still like a rookie, you know what I'm saying, in the game, even with a song on the radio. So, I was waiting around thinking like I'm finna get, Chris Brown finna, immediately hit me up. You know what I'm saying? None of that shit was going on. I'm like, okay.
That's wild though, because you have a song on the radio. You know what I mean? Like people want to remix shit. 50 Cent holler that love rants. Like.
And that's what you would think that. You know what I'm saying? And I remember the first like 2 months, I wasn't even getting booked for a show still. You get what I'm saying? Like
that's crazy,
bro. When they would hit me up, it would be like little ass shit, like 400. Like we got 400 for him. And then my manager at the time wasn't going for it, so she like, they gonna have to respect us and our price. We ain't even taking shit then. So I'm in the house while I'm on the radio, wanting to be outside, but I have to stand on.
That's crazy.
Stand on business. So I was like, well, until they start respecting it, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna just be here.
And then it was 2 months, and then it got
2 months. It got popping.
Right.
I'm on the radio now all day. They hear me all day.
Heavy spins.
Heavy rotation.
Do you remember that era? You remember just turning on the radio and them playing your song? Because they played it like all the time.
I'll never forget that era because every time they played it, I'm listening. So when you're on the radio, you got the radio on every day, all day, every day.
But what is that feeling like, Rayven? Because a lot of artists don't know what that feeling's like, bro.
I can't. It's unexplainable. You know what I'm saying? Like it'll never get old. I can tell you that. And then it's just one of the greatest feelings to feel is like the accomplishment that you would never ever, you can't even fathom it. It's a dream come true for real. Like I had dreams of these moments. You know what I'm saying? Like waking up out of my sleep, like damn, that shit is not even real. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
And then I'm alive, and I'm like, this shit is really real. I'm really on the radio right now. My song #1 on KMEL, like back to back number one. I'm like, damn, I'm really doing this shit. Like it was crazy, bro.
And the DJs are asking you to do drops for the radio.
Yeah, I'm going up there.
That's a moment, right?
I can't. I remember because I'm terrible. I'm still terrible at drops. So I was even worse than him. And I'm over here fucking up. And Rick Lee looking at me.
Rick Lee wants his drop.
Give me a second. Like that whole, like even doing that, even doing the drop at the radio for like Rick Lee, Big Von, Shay Diddy, like, it's a dream come true.
It's a moment. Damn. It's a moment.
You hear that too on the radio. You hear the voice of, the artist, whoever it is at the time on the radio, saying like, "Yo, you in the mix right now with my girl Shay Diddy."
You see Chris Brown doing it. You see the big artists doing it, like
Drake. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that was my time to be able to do it. So it was like huge to me. I'm like, damn, I'm about to be hearing myself on the radio. Like, yo, what up,
bro?
Rayven Justice, you know what I'm saying?
Those drops are huge. I mean, as a fan, I listen to them. I think that's fucking cool. Like as a fan, because like you hear the bigger artists, but then you hear artists that are local and big like you, and it's like that's fucking cool, bro. Yeah, like we're recognizing our own talent, and they're on there with the bigs. It's just we. I mean, as like because me in the back end, I kind of know like the business, right? But when you hear all those names and drops together, as a fan, you're just like, no, they're all kicking it, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they're all up there. They're all on a, they're all at the Emmys. They're all chilling in the background. That's what we think as a fan. Because you have a hit song.
That's what I thought. You know what I'm saying?
But it's very different on the back end of the industry, right?
Yeah, man. Like I said, I will say it does change. You get what I'm saying? Like it changed for me over the time. Like when the record caught fire. You know what I'm saying? Like.
And how did you know it caught fire? What was that moment that you knew? They let you in the club for free, like Mr. Rayven Justice.
Like, when it caught fire, I can't even really remember when it caught fire. You know what I'm saying? All I remember is I was on the radio, but
E40 was hitting you up, calling you.
Not even. It was more so the shows started getting more packed out for me. And everywhere I was going, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, the shows getting more packed out. And then when I went on tour with Problem. Shout out Problem.
Oh, yes. And Problem was huge then.
We was on a, I think it was called the 341 tour. You feel me? And we went all over the West Coast. We went to the Midwest.
Yeah.
And that let me know, like, how big the song really was.
Because they were singing the lyrics?
Everybody at every crowd knew the words to the song. In every city I went to. So I was like, never knew that crazy. Feeling. Like, I never been to Colorado. I never been to, you get what I'm saying? Like, I never thought I was going to ever be in these places. You get what I'm saying?
You're from Oakland. You're going to a local liquor store.
Come on.
Now white people in Colorado are singing your shit.
Like, come on. You know what I'm saying? So I'm out here like.
That's got to be cool.
Crazy places like Seattle. Like.
What was the craziest?
Like Bay, you know what I'm saying? Shout out Seattle. They showed me Stupid
Love?
Yeah.
They loved the Bay back then.
They do.
In that era where Problem, that was,
They still do though.
Yeah.
Like last time I went there, they off a little peak now, and all the young guys out here. You feel me? Putting in work. That's why I said I'm proud of the whole Northern California. Like
change. Well, you helped that, bro. I mean, you helped that scene because you were part of that whole social media era. You know that, bro.
I believe that.
You were part of the social media era when you blew up. That was pretty fucking good timing on your part.
Come on. And the random times it was hard to even make it. You know what I'm saying? Like it was it's so much difficult because it's so now. Like we got TikTok. It's so many different tools since then. It makes it easier now. You know what I'm saying? I feel like back then it was still like kind of more old school with Instagram. You feel me?
MySpace.
Like, still MySpace days for me, and like that was a CD era. So I'm outside with CDs, passing out CDs to everybody in the hood and the streets and shit. You feel me? I'm not really seeing that in these parts. So it's like. The TikTok, everybody telling me TikTok, TikTok. So I'm like, it's a whole new wave of how to, get your name known now, for artists now. So,
doesn't that give you a lot of anxiety?
Sometimes.
Because it's just like, I was talking to artists about that, and they say it's way more depressing now because you got to just keep up, and it's a lot of work to keep
honestly,
up.
I was ahead of the the game in that sense because at that time that's how I was promoting myself out here in the Bay. You know what I'm saying? I had my MacBook Pro laptop. And we had Facebook at the time, and Facebook was popping at the time. So,
it was just new. Yeah, the timeline just hit.
Yeah,
the feed timeline. Because that wasn't always there.
Everybody on there, what I mean? So I'm popular, at the time too. Like besides the music, I was popular in high school, and I had like everybody, just fucking with me. So at this time, I'm hitting up every so many people, and I'm like. Let me get your password and log in. Let me get your password, log in. Let me get your password, log in. Let me get your password, log in. And I had like a whole piece of paper full of those. You know what I'm saying? And I'm letting people know like I only needed to promote my music. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, so you're logging into their account.
Yep.
Okay.
They had a group of people They had a group of people that I was unfamiliar with. And they had been unfamiliar with me, right?
I've never heard of that technique.
I was young. I was like, man, I got to figure out how to take over. And that was one of my strategies. I was like, okay, I'm going to use this computer to the best of my abilities. I loved it when they came out with Twitter. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Twitter was a game changer.
I was like the first troll. You know what I'm saying? I sent 100 messages to YG. You feel me? Bro blocked me, but I was like, nigga, at that time, like, I don't give a fuck. But then he ended up sending me his email. I just kind of overdid it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. You learn.
Yeah, you live and learn. You know what I'm saying? I end up linking up with him later, though. You get what I'm saying?
That's crazy. Yeah.
That's it's a funny thing. You feel me? Like how life worked. Because when I did when Slide Thru got popping, he had came to the Bay and we had like a little show together, and then they had us in the same section, and the song came on, he knew it, and I was like, that's
wild.
Like,
so artists did that. Bigger artists were coming to town and have you open up. Did they do that?
No.
Was that not that area yet? Okay.
It was
they're doing it now. They didn't really. Cause I noticed they do it now. They didn't really do it before, but
back then it was just we both just got booked the same night. You know what I'm saying?
Interesting.
Reached out, and then they reached out to him, and then we ended up just having the same show.
What I noticed too is like you're on, like it's crazy when you have a hit song because now you're like part of the Bay Area alumni. like you're cool with Clyde now, like Clyde Carson
Right,
knows you,
right.
and then this guy, and then y'all just kind of they just act. Is it like that where the bigger artists just act like they know you now? Like how does that work? How do y'all just hook up and it's just,
Honestly, I knew a lot of those artists before Slide Thru. You know what I mean? Like I was really hustling, so
they knew you then?
they knew me. They knew me as because my Twitter was RJ the Singer at first.
Mm.
So I was on that. I'm telling you, as I was on that. I was my own promoter. I was on the computer from in the morning time, whenever I woke up, 8 o'clock in the morning till 5 in the morning.
Wow.
Every single day for months, just sitting there promoting like this. Burning eyes, nigga, this shit tearing. I didn't even care. I'm over here wiping that and keeping it going with a plan in my mind. I'm like, I'm about to get on.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not taking no for no answer. Y'all gonna know who I am. Y'all gonna know my songs. So I'm off this list every night. You know, everybody got different friends. That shit took a long time to do at the time. You know, you can't really do that now. Like Facebook didn't change that. I feel like I probably was one of those guys that burnt that out because I took full advantage of being able to post on people's
Timelines.
yeah, their timelines.
Yeah, their timelines.
You know
Yeah,
what I'm
because
saying?
everyone will see their timelines, right? Their friends,
you know what I'm
right?
saying? So
Right.
I'm tearing it up. Boom, 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 boom. Next person list. Boom, 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 boom. Next list.
That's when you could blow up Facebook.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I did it too with my because I had events. I had to look for artists and shit. So I'll be blowing up people's timelines too.
Yeah, and again, that was the start of my whole thing. Like I did that on Facebook and Twitter. Faithfully. You know, I had a whole program. I was my own promoter. I was promoting the shit out on Facebook, promoting crazy on Twitter. You know what I'm saying? Whatever single I was promoting at the time. And one of my songs at the time was called Settle for Less.
I remember that. Yeah.
So I was promoting that hefty, and I remember I got a lot of attention for that record. Really, you know what I'm saying? I started going outside, going to the movies. After a while, and it would be young kids stopping me, like, "You Rayven Justice."
That's crazy.
That's when I knew. I'm like, "Oh, okay. So all the shit I've been doing is working now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep doing it."
The
You know
kids
what I'm
notice
saying?
it first. It seemed like with music, right?
Yeah.
They're just all they know. It's just music.
Yep. So you know when that happened, I'm like, dang. And then it happened again in front of Too Short Studio. I was leaving out of Too Short Studio, and it was like a group of girls going to their car, and then it was like, "You Rayven Justice," and this was before Slide Thru and before.
It was
Grabbin'
before
Myself.
Slide Thru.
Yeah.
Did Too Short sign you?
No,
Okay, because that was a rumor. Did you know about that?
I didn't know about
Kind of a rumor that I heard on the back end from mine. It's like, because you were hanging with Too Short. It seemed like Too Short was, and he definitely was promoting you.
that. Yeah, definitely.
So it seemed like he signed you, because why would Too Short just talk about you? You know what I mean? If he just didn't have any kind of money involved in it. So I don't know. There was definitely some rumors in the
Real
street.
nigga.
That's it.
He put people on, huh?
He just a real nigga.
He's a
OG.
real one, bro. Like, shout out you know what I'm saying? Like, but I ain't gonna lie, like he
Did he want to sign you? He didn't even talk about it.
nah, we just cool. You know
That's
what I'm
crazy.
saying?
That's
Like,
that's really cool.
but he been knowing me since I was young though. And I could tell you stories about how like my dad was friends with this lady named Angie, and Angie used to rap back in the day, and she got songs with Tupac and Too Short. So, you know, I
Oh, wow.
always had some kind of connection to
Connection.
him. You know what I'm saying? And my dad would always talk about Too Short all the time. Too Short, E40, Tupac, E40, Too Short. All the time, these three guys. You
He's
know
a
what I'm
good
saying?
guy. That's a good artist.
Yeah, man. And I remember when I got a little older and I started being able to like really move around on my own, me and my little brother saw Too Short out at a restaurant. And we went in there and said what's up to him and told him like, you know Angie? He was like, yeah. And then he was like,
crazy.
you know, that's our auntie. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, tell her I said, what's up? You already know.
That's crazy.
And then ever since then, like he remembered me. You know what I'm saying? And I was like 16 at the time when I first met him.
Oh
Like,
wow, you were young.
yeah, so that it wasn't even no music shit for me yet.
Right,
I just
right.
met him in the restaurant on some random shit. You know what I'm saying? And then when I got more serious with the music, I remember me and my boy, we had heard that he was having a video shoot in Berkeley. And then he was like, you want to go? And in my mind, I'm like, I don't know if he should do that. And then I said, matter of fact, yeah, let's go. So we go over there, and then when you go into the building, it was like a security guard, and it was like he had a clipboard. And that was the only way to get in. So me and my partner looked at each other without even having to say it. He just pointed at a random name on the clipboard, and was like, this me. And then the guy was like,
That's a
okay.
good technique, bro. He's been to some events in his time, man.
Come on, man. You feel me?
He knows how it
Just
works.
come to you.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
So So when he did that, I already know what my mission was. I'm like, this me right here. So then dude was like, okay, and then he gave us 2 name tags. I was called David something, and my boy was called whatever he was called. And then he pointed us to the door. We go to the door. It's like a movie for real. And then a guy opened up the door, and he's like, I've been looking for you guys. And I'm like,
what? You don't know this guy.
And then I started spelling. I'm like, oh, sorry, we here now. We here now. He like, come with me, follow me. So we follow him into to wherever the video at, and then we finally get where the video at, and there's a whole bunch of people in here. I'm like, okay, it's popping. You know what I'm saying? I see why y'all got it like blocked off, like it's like a club up here. And then I see Too Short, and I go up to him and I tap him like, what's up, And then he remember who I was.
Oh, nice.
And he was like, oh, what's up with it? I'm like, yo, I'm fucking with the video. He was like, it's good. Come on, nigga.
That's how it works. Isn't that how it works? You gotta wiggle.
You do gotta wiggle.
You have to wiggle. Isn't that right, Surfer Solo? You gotta wiggle. You're a wiggler, right? Like, you're everywhere, bro. Like you was just in Miami.
Everywhere like air.
Yeah, you gotta wiggle, man. Got to move around.
It's very important in the industry to wiggle. It's very important to be out there on the back end, and hearing someone like you going out there and doing it's very effing refreshing. Because I was spamming on Twitter too. I had bought an app on Twitter that you could put a word. They have it now in the search engine before, but it wasn't built in before. But I paid for this app from Hootsuite, and you could go like, oh, Bay Area rapper, and anyone that tweet Bay Area rapper, it would bring up all them accounts up. And I remember,
you already know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's what I used to spam because I used to look artists. I found a lot of art because Twitter had an era.
I'm telling you,
Twitter had it right. Now people are going back to it.
I did the same thing. Look,
what I heard,
the same thing you just said. I would go to the search and I would type in any singer at all. It didn't matter if it was Justin Bieber. I want all fans.
All fans. You're very smart.
Whoever,
because they're talking about it, and your music's similar. And it's like, bro, throw it in there.
Like, if you like this, you I'm
throw
just
it in the
two
mix.
And two together. Like if you like that, you can like this. You know what I'm saying? So I went after anybody fans at that time. Mario, Chris Brown, Justin Bieber, whoever was out at the time. Bobby Valentino, Pleasure P's. I didn't care who it was.
You have a song with Pleasure P.
Yeah, shout out to
and the
brothers.
Migos.
Yep, and Migos. RP Takeoff. You know what I mean?
That was on Melly Mel's song, right? Melly Mel, the Migos song.
Molly Mall.
Molly Mall.
No, I got them on that one, and then I got them on the remix of Slide Thru.
Nice. You got Migos on the Slide Thru? Okay, yeah. I'm not up on game. My bad.
It's all good.
How was that? You send it out, send it in? Was that it?
I was in Atlanta.
You in the studio?
Yep, I was.
Stop playing.
I was almost signed to QC. I sat down with Coach K and P.
Story time. No, well, like talk about that though. Like, did you know you were gonna be in the studio with them before you went to the studio with them? Or?
I didn't. Like, so my manager at the time, Slide Thru was real big already in the Bay.
Nice.
So I ended up telling like,
and you're in Atlanta, not even getting all the praise. That's so funny though, because people when they have hit songs in the Bay, that's what they're like. Okay, time to get out of here. Like,
so that's what I started thinking early
on. Mama,
right?
Surfer's like, on Mama is like, you don't know what Surfer's doing to get a song.
When the song was like at its peak, or not even at its peak, but just in the beginning of its time to shine, right? I automatically was thinking like, okay, now I got to move around.
That's crazy.
You know
Good mindset, bro.
Immediately though, you feel me? I'm like, I want to be bigger than where I'm from. So, and then somebody gave me some game that worked at KMEL and was like, you can't really put on for your city being in it, and that really stuck with me. So I was like, I got to get out of here.
Yeah,
to put on for my city.
It's really true.
I went down to LA first. Start mingling with LA, you know what I'm saying? And they actually, really fuck with me out there. Shout out LA, Los Angeles, California, man. Y'all show me stupid love, man. It's always love when I go there. And then, and then I thought down south immediately. So I was like, I want to put somebody on Slide Thru from the south. And at the time it was, in the beginning it was like, Rich Homie Quan was popping, Thug was popping, Migos was popping.
Migos popping. They had that first album, right? Was that first album?
Who?
When Migos was that when you were out there? They had their first album out already?
Yeah, Versace popping at the time.
Okay, yeah. So they were just fresh out. They weren't the Migos yet. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's really why you don't know that I got a record. You know
right.
What I'm saying? But so I got them. Those were my options.
But they were hot then. I remember everyone was on that album.
Oh man, they was hot.
They was hot because you never heard that
bounce.
Yeah, like and all of them.
New, you know what I
mean? You could barely
so,
tell them apart at that time. It was
exactly.
like, yeah.
You feel me? So yeah, those were my options given at the time as far as who I wanted on it. I'm not gonna lie, I definitely wanted Thug on it.
Thugger?
Hell yeah, Young Thug.
Young Thug.
Yeah, Stoner out at the time. And I was like, I want Young Thug on it. And I don't know, it's just I feel like everything happens for a reason.
You could have been signed to YSL.
I could have. You know what I mean? That would have been dope.
He moves.
Hell no.
I'd have been
shit
dope.
turned out
Besides
It did
bullshit.
turn out. Maybe he would have changed the narrative, though, man.
One nigga.
YSL is a gang. That's what they said, or I don't know what they said.
I'm from
man.
Cali. I would have been out on the West Coast. While that
He was like, Gunna, why you doing this?
The fans snatch niggas everywhere. You can't hide.
I mean, Young Thug moves very mob boss like. You know,
That's what gets you.
I mean, me as a fan perspective, I don't know the back end, but it just seems Young Thug's very connected.
I thought he was famous. I wouldn't have never thought all that crazy ass shit.
Yeah, I mean, you know.
That nigga super famous. That's Thug. Like, you
Yeah.
He got clothing lines and hella
A lot of businesses in Atlanta. I mean, he moves different.
Hey, when I went to Atlanta, man, them dudes told me the real about, bro. You know what I'm saying? I was like, what's up with Thug? They was like, he a real one. And I learned that immediately. So
Why do people have that weird stuff on him? And that, because you know what I'm talking about, right? Like how people thought he was kind of like, you know what I mean? Was that just hating on him, or
that's why I brought him up when I was in the A. I was like, you know, what's up with the dream? They was like, they put me on. Like, they let me know what he was, you know, why.
Cause people do respect Young Thug, man.
Yeah,
like, he a real, and
He's
you
smart.
heard what happened with Lil Wayne's bus.
Yeah, bro,
And-
smart. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know what happened.
I mean, I don't know what happened either, but it just seemed like, you know, like,
wasn't
don't
there.
mess with Young
I
Thug.
don't know nothing.
Nah, Thug, he just smart. You know what I'm saying? Just like how I just broke down how I did what I did to get
Yeah.
my success. He's a Leo just like me. So
He's a Leo, okay.
he got his own strategies. You get what I'm saying?
What
So,
are Leos like toward the music?
We kings, you know what I'm saying? And you know, we got that confidence in us. We know that we raw. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's gonna breed on to the songs. And we smart, you know what I'm saying? We strategize. You know what I'm saying? It's always gotta be an end goal. It's like, why am I doing this? Oh, for that? All right, cool. If it makes sense, then we gonna do it. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Even Nipsey Hussle was a Leo. R.I.P.
Interesting.
Nip. You know what I'm saying?
He was
You
like
see
a
what
king, yeah.
You see how he was moving. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
bringing up people around you
Come
as
on.
you doing what people, you know what I'm
Come on.
saying? Trying
That's
to put
how he
on,
is.
work hard.
We want to put our people on, type folks. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's why Young Thug has so many guys around him.
And he puts a lot of people on, man.
Yeah,
So
same with
sad
Nip.
we're gonna do, but
Same with
yeah.
Nip. You know what I'm saying? All money in.
What gonna do?
I don't know if I'm accurate, but you know, if you go off the media, you know, it's sad.
I mean, I'm gonna get my opinion on that. I can't really say right now. You know what I'm saying? I gotta.
You don't have to say because you know, you
I
got
gotta see
closer
what Thug
connections.
say, you feel me?
Yeah.
If Thug say something like he's gonna he's a Leo. I don't know what he got going on. You feel
He
me?
didn't even
That nigga,
speak on it, which was kind of crazy.
That's what I'm saying. So
He
it's
ain't
like,
said, which is scarier to me, or the
Nigga
Gunna.
don't say nothing like why the whole world.
I mean, he
you
didn't
never
say
know why, though.
You
nothing.
never know
Why the
why.
whole world?
Maybe he's on trial. That's why,
That's
still,
what I'm trying
right?
to tell you,
Yeah,
bro. You
he
gotta
can't
really
say
think.
nothing.
The lawyer, don't say nothing.
Yeah,
Don't say nothing. Don't say nothing.
'Cause you already
was in
look
a situation
bad.
and your lawyer
Right.
said, don't say
Yeah.
nothing. You're not gonna say nothing either.
yeah.
But either way,
It's touchy.
the video,
It's a very
the video-
touchy.
Either way, the video gonna get roasted. This the internet. Like, don't nobody give a fuck.
Yeah.
What video?
The video of that nigga saying yes, ma'am, in the courtroom. That's
Oh, Young
only
Thug
one-
was saying yes, ma'am.
No, Gunna when he was saying like he know it's a gang and all that. Like they gonna roast. They roasted Troy Ave for being on the stand, and he
I
didn't even
know.
stand. He got snitched on,
Dude.
and then like the nigga tried to kill him.
He had
then
such
went
a-
to the police and snitched on him, and then like what the fuck you expecting to do? Like,
Oh my
like, that was
god!
so
At the height of Troy Ave's career, too. At the
Right,
height,
like,
like it, I was just finding out about that
Dude
dude.
went on rants for weeks and months saying when he see Troy Ave, he gonna kill him. Seen Troy Ave tried to kill him. Then went to the police first and said Troy Ave tried to kill him.
Wow.
This game is finicky as
Shiesty.
fuck.
That's why I'm like, so, but they roasting Troy Ave, calling him a rat. So it's like, you can't win.
Well, how you feel about Gunna then, Surfer? Like, you know, is he a rat?
Hey, man, I'm not in the streets. Fuck the streets, man. I'm getting money, nigga.
I can't get a clip from you, man. I can't get a hot take.
That's the clip, nigga. Fuck them niggas, really. Like not like that, but I'm getting money. I'm not
Right.
in the streets no more. That shit dead. Like,
Right.
It's the
I ain't
internet
in the
now.
streets, but
They're making Young Thug an example for other street artists, though, aren't they?
just
They're
got
trying
an
to scare
opinion
him.
on it. I just think, I think Thug, I don't know. You feel me? I gotta wait on Thug. That's what I'm gonna say on it.
Yeah,
My name Bennett.
and I ain't in it.
Yeah. I don't do the rap politics and the politician. I'm not a politician. You feel me? I don't know. I don't.
Not yet. We might be. You never know. You might be the mayor of Oakland one day, man. You
That
never
is not
know.
for me. You feel me?
You never know. I wanted to talk to you about because and going back to that because it seemed like that when you had it, you traveled with it, you know. And I noticed particularly you were in LA a lot. How important to the artist? How important is that to get out of the city? What that man told you, you know, KML. Like,
I mean, you know, it's super important for your career because you
even if you're not popping though, right?
Yeah, even if you're not popping, you got to move around. You know what I'm saying? Like to obtain like knowledge, you gain a lot of knowledge traveling. You know what I'm saying? You gain relationships. I got so many relationships now in almost every city. It's ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's dope to have that because it's all about who you know. You know what I'm saying? In this industry, if you don't know many people, then how do you expect to get in? You know what I mean? So, you know, it's all about who you know and just getting out there, perfecting that craft for real, getting out there, exposing your sound. You know what I'm saying? To as many people as you can. Like, I felt like, you know, when I did the radio, I had the Bay Area at a moment, you know what I'm
For
saying?
sure, bro.
So I'm like, okay, well, right now, while I got that going, this is the perfect time to go ahead and get out of here. You know what I'm saying? While this is playing, it's going to be still on the radio while I'm in LA. It's going to be still on the radio while I'm in Atlanta and in New York, and wherever, Chicago, wherever I was going. I even went to Germany. So,
Wow.
So while I'm in Germany, I'm still getting I'm getting played up back home on the radio. You feel me? Like, you got to think smart about it. I want to be bigger than life. You know what I'm saying? That's how I look at it. You got to reach for the stars for real. And that's my advice, man. You know, reach for them stars, man. Strategize. You feel me? Lock in that studio, perfect that sound. You feel me? You know, try to find it. Like I told you,
Find your Clayton Williams.
Yeah, man. I mean, it just was me just trying to find me. You get what I'm saying? Like, I hadn't worked just with myself in a long time. I had 2 writers writing all my music before I Slide Thru. So it was my way of trying to find out, what's my sound? You know what I mean?
Writers help though.
They really do.
If they're talented, I mean, they really show you the way. Like, I never thought of it like that.
I definitely
Like,
learned a lot from working with the writers, just on you know, technique stuff. You get what I'm saying?
Writers is like cheat codes.
they really are. Look, that's how current artists stay relevant. Rihanna's not writing all those different styles right now.
She a singer though. Singers is different.
You know?
It's different with
Bitch
singers.
better have my money.
It's the voice that you really looking for.
I think Future wrote that, didn't
No, this girl from LA that's unknown. She told me this, like, I heard the story on the internet, but she basically had a bunch of songs on her notebook and she was trying to have songs she made for Rihanna. Rihanna came through. She didn't like none of the songs that were made for Rihanna. She's like, no, you're trying to like write. I'm trying to make a new sound. Let me see what you got, your personal shit. So she shows her all of her real personal, like, favorite songs. And Bitch Better Have My Money was like the one that was supposed to be her single. And Rihanna goes, no, I want that one. I only want that one. I don't want none of your own. I just want that one. And she goes, that's supposed to be my single, though. Can we be featured? I'm like, no. You're going to give it all up, all your rights. I'm going to cash you out, though. And I think she got cashed out like $30,000, which was a lot for her because she's an unknown artist. At her time, her Instagram following only had like 7,000 followers. I seen this chick, big boob chick on Instagram. She was really cute. But I didn't see her making it. But I see her singing that song, right? And so that was the story behind Bitch Better Have. And you hear it because that's not Rihanna's style. That's like completely another artist's style that's young and feeling herself. And before she was.
That wouldn't have did nothing if it wasn't Rihanna.
Thank you. But Rihanna? It's like.
To me, it let me know, like, Rihanna know what a hit is.
Right,
Thank you.
Know how to finesse. Like,
Thank
she put her
you.
finesse on it.
And that was so different from all of her songs.
That's why I said it's different with singers. Like,
Yeah, it's
ain't nobody
different.
gonna sound like Rihanna. Like,
Thank you, Surfer. Yeah, don't. But that's what makes a hot singer hot.
Wrote that work record she did.
Work.
And I heard his version. I'm like, blew his out of the water.
Rihanna's a really good performer.
And vocal recorder. Yeah.
Some guys are good writers. Some guys are good performers.
You feel me?
What kind of advice you would give to artists that have it now? Because you had it. You know, I'm not saying you don't. Like, you're going to another era of your career, which is amazing.
Yeah.
And I love what you're doing with Surfa and all the other artists that you're working with because you're really putting them on, and I see it. You're on your Leo shit.
Come on, you already know.
But to people that are going through it right now with Slide Thru with their song, you know, and they don't have a label yet, well, what advice would you give to them other than like getting out of Oakland and travel? Like, what else would you tell them? Like, young man, don't feel yourself too hard, or network more, or stay away from the women.
I just feel like I could say anything, but I feel like a lot of this stuff like that happened to me is just in God's hands. You know what I'm saying? Like, the timing was everything for me at the time. It was a lot more than me even just making Slide Thru that was behind that record being popping.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I'm not finna sit here and say like it wasn't other reasons of why the song did what it did. You get what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
the fact that there was people interested in it was dope, and then their interest made them want to continue to now play it on the radio.
Got you.
Know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's a lot of those songs out. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of cats that's from the Bay Area that can make a good song in the streets and have it ringing in the streets, and then it not go to the radio. So it's like, you know, I don't know how to explain that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's being fucking honest, dude. I don't know how I got to the radio, dude. I can't give it to
That
you.
shit fell on my lap in the middle of the night one night, like, you on the radio. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, and then it just grew from that point.
How should they act about it though when it happens? Is kind of what I mean. Like how they should, you know.
How should they act?
How should they take it in?
Be humble still about it. You know what I'm saying? Like definitely enjoy the moment, but be humble in the sense of, you know, how you treat people, because, you know, you could be hot right at that moment and then that shit'll be over with and then you'll have no relationships. You know what I'm saying? At all. And you'll be out here trying to do features with niggas, you know what I'm saying? And ain't nobody gonna fuck with you. You know what I'm saying? So definitely understand that people are people and humans, and they gonna remember. And there's gonna be other people around you that's looking and observing at how you moving. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And they gonna base that, and they gonna tell other niggas about you too. You know what I'm saying? Like, bruh's on some cocky shit.
That gets around fast in Oakland, doesn't it?
I get
Fast.
fast
In the music community, right, Surfer? Like people,
industry,
that's the first thing we talk about. Like, how is it like to work with them and shit? Like,
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you don't want to hear your favorite guy telling you like, bro was a bitch.
Yeah, so
But it happens a lot. But it's easy to be a bitch because like you blew up. People are treating you different. Now it's time for you. And I'm sure you've been overlooked once or twice, right? Before you blew up.
Yeah, but then it's like
That's
you know,
the game.
I believe in
That is the game.
I believe in God. You know what I'm saying? And I believe in, you know, He made me a specific way. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not about to let my success change the way I am in the sense of how I treat others, because I still want to be treated a certain kind of way. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, I was just brought up a different way. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I still respect, you know, the point of why a person would do that.
Interesting.
They have been
Right.
shitting on for
A long
a
time.
long time, and they feel like they won now, and they want to shit back on people, right? But it's like shit. I'm not into giving up that much power to people. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion, it's like now you're changing for the worse because of how people did you. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like you just move a certain kind of way. You could just not fuck with people, but you know, like when you start acting a specific way within not fucking with people, then that's a stretch.
Yeah.
Now you're overdoing the God gift, you know what I'm saying, when
Yeah.
it's given to you in that light. You know what I'm saying? You like a superhero to people.
Really? You
So it's
really
like,
are.
You know what I'm saying? You got to just watch it. You know what I'm saying? You don't want too many enemies. You don't want too many people speaking down on you. You get what I'm saying? You really want people saying, bro, cool. At least just that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's got to be tough because there's so many people
It
like
is.
bugging you, bro. You know what I mean? And then artists are introvert. It was this artist used to hit me on back in the day as a 14-year-old. His name was Mac Davis. Man, he called me like damn near every week trying to get on the Rick Lee showcase. And then I heard like from everywhere else, you called everyone else for opportunities and no one gave this kid anything. I remember telling this kid like, can I come record at your studio, Believe? I got my cousins with me. And I'm like, bro, you're 14. Like, I can't have you here. People smoke weed here and they have guns. I'm like, no, bro, it's not a place for kids. Like, tell your grandma to stop calling me, okay? I can't put you on the show. Then he changes his name to Young T.O.
Ooh.
I know. And
That nigga been trying to do this shit since he was 14.
What?
bro, I give Young T.O. absolute the most respect. I got
The first name you said?
What do you mean?
The first name. You just said Mac
Davis was his name on Facebook at the time. That was his artist name, Mac Davis, right? And so his grandma used to always call me, and his mom too. That's when I feel like this kid could be successful, because when the parents are involved, it's
That's
deep
big.
because that's so much trust. And parents screw you over too. We all see that
my
with
parents
like
wasn't involved
the
in my
Home
shit.
Alone kid, right? And Britney Spears. But like, and so he bugged me. I can't get you on the Rick Lee until you're 18, bro. All right. Well, can I record with my cousins? No. And then so like his grandma hit me up and was like, can you shoot their video? Him and his cousins are making some really good songs right now. And I was just like, Dayla, I can't really do it. I've got to get paid. I just bought this camera. I was in that stupid mode. I should have done it for free, you know? But I was like, no, I got to get paid. And that was the song where SOBRBE did their first video in front of that bus. It like blew up.
Wow.
And I totally I still have the message from Dayla. It was funny as fuck. I still have the messages from Macwan. He was a nice kid. He was a nice. Okay, I'm not trying to ruin his career, but he's a polite kid. I like dealing with him on the back end, but he deserved it because when he blew up, and I talked to people like Turf Talk and other people on the back end. And, bro, you know this kid used to bug me and like used to get on like.
He remind me of me, bro. I'm telling you, that's what I did to people. Like I would hit up how I did this.
That's
shit.
crazy.
Bro, it's the most relentless people spamming on Twitter. I mean, it's the most relentless, annoying people.
You gotta be eager.
That are
bro.
overlooked.
Eager,
that are gonna make it, and that's why they act like that. I get it. I'm not saying but I'm just saying if he had a moment.
That remind me of this.
I get it.
T.O. watching this, I did the same shit, bro. Like I was a kid that seen the pack on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm on MySpace. I'm
Lil B.
Each and every one of them dudes up. Lil Uno.
And they didn't hit you back.
And I'm sending them large paragraphs and shit. Like, man, it's my dream, my scene. You know, just give me a chance, bro. I respect y'all. You feel me? Y'all movement. Da, 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 da. I think it was only one person that hit me back, and I can't remember who. It probably was Lil B. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. But you remember someone hitting you back.
Yeah. One of them said something to me and was like, you know, you gotta just keep working, little bro. It'll come.
Sound like Lil B. He's so fucking cool.
He do say shit, little inspirational shit.
Yeah, you feel me?
Bro, it's amazing the level Lil B is on.
He a Leo.
Those videos he made for Krayshawn, they were crazy, bro. Like, and then his ones that he made for himself with the weird Jesus stuff in there, I mean, transcending, bro.
Lil B inspired me a whole lot, like skinny jeans, wearing different color skinny jeans. You know, the Vans. You feel me? Like, bro had really the whole steez. I feel like a lot of the world don't really give him that much.
No. They don't even know he was on the pack. A lot of people don't even know he was on the pack.
You feel me? Because
they don't know.
Bigger than the pack, honestly.
Oh, he's way bigger than the pack. But that song was huge for Vans.
He was all on TV and shit. I'm like, oh yeah, he popping. You know
I really thought the pack was gonna go crazy.
They did go.
They did go crazy, but like crazier. Because the Vans, I thought they were gonna just hit a bunch of different brands.
They took over the whole world, bro.
Like they went global.
No, that song was cultural.
That song, like they had different songs. I'm riding my car at the time.
Oh yeah, you're right. But the Vans though was cultural because people they like Vans and skateboard. You know, like those. Yeah, I mean, dude, look, that was like the first skateboard almost like song out there for skateboarders to really vibe to, and skateboard was a culture at that point. There were black skateboarders. There were skateboarders that listened to hip hop and not punk rock because punk rock was dead. Right. Green Day was dead. All that shit was dead. Punk rockers were liking rap now. The backpacking shit. Now they like that other guy that sounds punk.
New shit.
Juice WRLD. Juice WRLD's very punk rock rap. Yeah, it's emo punk, but it's punk rock. It took the punk rock money crowd. You know what I mean?
I miss the punk rock days though.
Bro, it's a good era.
Punk rock shit.
You remember Green Day?
Smooth. Yep.
Those parties were cool, man. They would run into each other and it'd be cool, and you could hit on the girl. It was
punk
like
rock movement was dope, man.
Punk rock movement was a great era.
They put a twist to punk rock shit.
They really did.
Hood. It was like hood punk rock.
But they was like skateboardish a little bit. It seemed like they would be.
Niggas was thugged out. Uno had the dreads.
Yeah, they had dreads, gold ones, going stupid in the video like
that
this.
Beat it's crazy how that beat's calm. That beat.
Niggas out there gigging.
I mean,
going dumb in the car, shaking their dread. They did all the town business.
You go really crazy when that beat come on. If you was a kid in that era, like you are mosh pitting damn near.
You fucked with the pack for sure.
That was an era.
Raw.
That was an era.
I remember when it was called Wolfpack.
Oh yeah, that was before. Didn't they change it right as they blew up?
Yep, the pack.
And then it just became the pack.
Probably Too Short told them to do that. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Because they were the wolf pack.
Yeah.
Bro, you brought me back with them. When I think of them, I think of Berkeley. Is that inaccurate? I don't know why.
That's accurate. They from Berkeley.
Is that all from Berkeley?
Yeah, they from Berkeley.
Okay, because Lil B's B-Town.
From the town, but I think like Stunner was.
Nah, none of them from Oakland.
I think one of them was. I think Stunner was from Oakland.
Nah, he from Berkeley.
See, that's.
I think one of them was. I could have swore.
This is a topic in the streets.
Uno from Frisco.
When it happened.
Stunner from Berkeley.
Okay, that's what it was.
So Uno was from Frisco.
Yeah, that's what it was. I knew somebody was from somewhere else. They wasn't all.
Ain't nobody from the town though.
But Lil B just really ran off and took off with it, man.
Oh yeah, he could.
That's how it go.
ESPN bringing him up.
What?
You didn't know about that?
I did.
Well, yeah.
Saying, like, he popped.
The Little B curse.
Man.
It worked.
I mean, that was crazy.
They had that nigga on there.
The Little B curse. And they would have his little head floating around like KD.
He went up there when they was talking.
Yeah, because Fab and they talked to Little B and Fab a lot. You know?
Yep.
Amazing era, man. You got a new album coming out.
I dropped one. It's called Justice for All. It's out everywhere right now, all platforms.
Was the one with Crazy Bone on it? Or was that the album before?
That was the album before that.
Okay.
So I dropped Ray, but right before that.
Crazy Bone, man.
Yeah, shout out to the OG.
I mean, were you a fan in that era? Like,
I definitely am a fan of Bone.
And when Tupac and Biggie were both on that album,
Biggie,
and those songs were
Biggie,
slapping.
Biggie.
Like,
Yeah,
oh my
I
god,
heard that song a million times when I was a little kid.
that was the best
That was
song,
the
bro.
song when
I
it
played
came
those
out.
songs over and over. The Tupac and then the Biggie one,
Come
back to
on.
back.
Back to back.
And Bone Thugs was the only one
Man.
that could get them both at the time,
I don't know how
bro.
they did that.
Bro, I gotta tell you how Bone Thugs was, because like I was like 14 at the time, and I just listened to rap, and I had these white kids from Milpitas that were my best friends, but I left Milpitas, so I didn't talk to them no more. But when I left, they were only listening to white rock. You know what I mean? And then at 14, they're like, "Hey, we're gonna come to Union City and grab you," and I'm like, "All right, cool, man." So they grabbed me in this van with this 10-foot bong, and the only album we were playing that whole night was Bone Thugs. I'm like, I thought y'all like rock, and they're like, "Bro, this shit is sick, bro." And I'm like, "Okay, bro," but I'm obviously great with it, but I was just shocked, like, wow, Bone, and that's what to me, I'm in my ignorant head, like, oh my god, Bone Thugs must be huge.
They are, bro.
Because they were transcending
art.
art.
To a show out in I think Orange County, right before me and bro did the song together.
Right,
know what I'm
right,
saying? And,
right.
I got a chance to see them rock. Like, bro, they know how to bring a crowd out for one. They do come out. You know what I'm saying?
Loyal following.
fans,
I mean,
bro,
part of that
like-
Eazy-E, thing too.
Even the president hit up bro right in front of me.
The what?
President hit him up. He was like,
The
"Damn,
president of the what? The United
United
States?
They big like that, bro. They getting emails from the president."
Well, he had to be a fan at that moment, right? I mean, he
Bone
was like
Thugs.
30
Seemed
at
like I
that
wanna
time.
meet
If
y'all.
it's a recent president, he had to be almost like 30 at that time. So yeah, like,
You feel me?
yeah. So he was part of the era too.
So yeah, the president. You know what I'm saying? I was like, damn.
That
bro.
is just nuts,
Being around
man.
legends is dope because it puts me in a space where, I could see myself being that. You know what I'm saying? And like, I feel like as an artist, you gotta see the future to know like how you gonna shape it. Because if you're not thinking that far out, then it's like you don't have a goal set in this story. There's no end goal. Like,
Yeah.
What's the end goal to this journey that you're doing? At least for this. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like, do you have one? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even in high school, that's how I was thinking about it.
Mm.
I'm walking down the halls like just earphoned up, just practicing my singing while nobody knew. I did that on my own. Like, did nobody in my school know I was doing music? So it surprised everyone that I went to school with as soon as they heard me on the radio.
But a lot of people in your school were doing music and are famous for it, right?
Yeah, it was. We had Young Gully up there at the time.
Young
His group.
Gully, man. That was my favorite fucking artist when he came out with that black and white video and he's like shirtless in this shit. Like, that gave me like Tupac vibes, bro.
Yeah, him and his group was up there. The Loonies got popping from Ojai.
Really? They from Logan? Okay, they from Lehigh. Wow, the Loonies was my favorite group,
I
bro.
got 5
Oh
on
my
me.
God,
When
man.
I learned that, I was like,
They
damn.
went to Oakland
I still listen to Yuck Mouth, man.
So I was like, damn, okay, my school got some legends behind me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And
You never
I
did
was-
the talent shows, huh?
And now I could feel like I when I thought about it, I'm like, I'm gonna become one here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want people to know, like, okay, bro, went to Ojai. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I made it out of Ojai. You get what I'm saying?
It's amazing how many artists come out of
You
Oakland.
feel me? It was cool to say that too, because it's like when I watch TV and I see bro in there, it's like, damn, niggas really went to school together. You know what I'm saying? I remember seeing him in the club out in L.A. and me and him was both like, this when I Slide Thru was stupid popping out in L.A., right? And I got a table and we going crazy over my section. I didn't even know he was in there. And I look over this way and bro over there by the DJ got his niggas in and then got his section popping, and then we finally locked eyes and he seen me. I was pointing at him, pointed back. It was like a dope moment to know, like, nigga,
We made it. You gotta do some music with him, some NBA stuff.
I know. It's just gonna be, I definitely spoken to him about it. You feel me? I just gotta figure out how to do a song for him.
Yeah.
My shit kind of different. Like, I be cussing and talking about fucking.
You'd have to
shit.
clean it up, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't
So,
think he can make music like that.
Yeah, man. Even working with Mozzy was dope because, like, his vibe was different like that, in my opinion.
It's one of your favorite songs I got with you, bro. That Mozzy one that you
Oh, yeah,
got.
No
Yeah,
Choice.
yeah.
Yeah, man.
15 million, man. It's pretty.
Yeah,
A
that
lot of
shit
people
did
like
numbers.
it, man.
They even told me that's one of their favorite songs.
Is it one of yours?
Yeah, it really is. You know what I'm saying? Like,
It's a good song.
I mean, it just,
Did Mozzy just let you run with it?
I mean, that's his song. featuring me.
Did he just like write the hook, or he had the hook in mind?
He had the verses already done. I was at a studio down the street in L.A. from them, and Davo, his manager, shout out Davo. He
He's in L.A.
Yeah,
this is hilarious. It's always
L.A. You know what I mean?
That's why it happened, right?
Okay. You got to get up out of here. You feel me? But I'm in my studio session or whatever, wrapping up, and then Davo hit me like, "You out here?" I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "Could you slide to the studio?" And then he gave me the address, and I went over there by myself. You feel me? And I go up in there, and it's like 100 niggas deep. You feel me? Mozzy stay with niggas. You feel me?
Bro, was that like a little intimidating or?
No.
Okay.
I'm from Oakland. I'm used to that.
Okay.
But I go in there. It was just unexpected though. You feel me?
Yeah.
I go up in there. I see everybody. I'm like, oh, okay, what's up with it? You feel me? Then I seen Lil Blood up in there. I'm like, okay. We got
Lil Blood. Okay, his family in here. But Bo Sosa was there.
Huh?
Bo Sosa.
I don't think I seen him.
Okay. So I know Bo. I'm pretty tight with Bo.
Even see everybody in the room.
Yeah, it's a lot of people. You don't want to be eye looking everyone either.
Yeah,
you just want to be like, "What's up, bro?" I'm here.
And then Mozzy came up to me. He was like, "What's up with the fella?" I was like, "What's happening?" And then he was like, "Shit, this the song or whatever." And then he pressed play, and it wasn't no hook, but it was his verses. You know what I'm saying? And then I was like, "Okay." And I've been tested like this from Too Short, so I'm already used to like
100 people rapping in front. That's kind of a little intimidating for me. Like
the project he gave me, like to come up with a hook on the song almost done. You get what I'm saying?
Okay, so I was trying to explain this to artists. That's success. That's success. When like, and I said, because they're like, I don't know if I had this song ready. No, I can't. Then you ain't ready. You ain't ready for me to push you if you can't come up with a hit song right fucking now. You're like, what? I'm like, no, I'm serious, bro. You think like fucking this guy's gonna wait, Future's gonna wait, Drake's gonna wait?
Come on.
Someone's already in line. Get the fuck out of line.
So yeah, man. That's what it was though. It was like, I've been in them situations in New York, Chicago, Atlanta. You get what I'm saying? Put right on the spot. Even Migos did me like that.
Migos did you like that? Like right now, it has to be the first hook, and it has to be hot.
It wasn't even us recording. It was just the fact that it was like, play your shit.
That's what, because I always thought you did like 3 different examples.
Slaps. You got the Migos right there, you got Coach K right there, you got P right there, and they all looking at you in their studio, and they say, play your shit. We want to hear some of your songs. I'm like, ooh. So in my mind at that moment, I'm like, should I play some of my trap shit I kind of been working on?
Right.
Or should I play some of my shit? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I chose the trap shit because we in Atlanta, so I'm like, they possibly, want to hear this, right?
Right.
I get to playing some of that shit, and they listening to it, they like, and in the midst of listening to this first song I played, I think Quavo was like, hey, nah, turn that off, brother. You feel me? I'm like, huh?
Ooh.
And it was like, we want to hear your shit.
What do you mean by that?
I'm like, oh, you want to hear my shit? They like, we want to hear your shit.
His style.
Like
My
what
style.
you really like.
Slide Thru. West Coast.
Oh, okay.
Bay Area. Oakland. You know what I'm saying?
That makes so much
like,
sense.
Oh, I'm like, say less. That's all y'all had to say. So I ended up starting playing my shit. You feel me? And back-to-back banger. They was like, yeah. And they was really fucking with that shit.
They heard Slide Thru? Was that part of it?
Nah, they was.
Okay, because they already knew about it.
Yeah, they already knew about Slide.
Okay.
They just wanted to hear more songs. You know what I'm saying? So, I played them some more shit, and they was like, yeah, bro, you got a sound.
That's crazy. Knowing who Migos are right now, like that's kind of fucking crazy.
And they was fucking with it, and then, damn, it was dope to see that.
Right.
Right after that, though, like no cap, like I feel like I really influenced them to start doing West Coast beats.
Really?
Oh God! Right after that, like after they got on Slide Thru, and after I had that sit down with them, they did shit with Tyga. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
they started
yeah.
making all the West Coast bangers out of
That's
nowhere.
true. That
You know
is
what I'm
true.
saying?
That was an era.
Come on, and they sound was Versace. As soon as I
Very
sat
fast,
down
very
with the
fast.
dudes, you feel me?
Yeah.
Instantly start making West Coast bangers.
They do sound good over slow beats because they are already fast.
Rapping
it's like
fast.
meth and weed coming together, or like coke and weed, or like whatever. The
Honestly,
heroin and like coke. I don't know, but like,
man, I told you with Slide Thru,
yeah,
Future inspired that flow on that first verse.
right.
So when they hearing that. You get what I'm saying? They hearing their flow. They like, oh, how'd you put that on that beat? That's how they knew they can rap on it.
Yeah. It makes
okay. You get what I'm saying?
Well, you gotta be shown it.
I remember even like I was getting like people didn't even know I was from Oakland because of the song.
Yeah.
Like, oh, okay, I thought you was from like down south, and it let me know it's because of the flow.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's, what I'm saying, I just feel like, what I'm saying, definitely has a little sprinkle to do with their success on that West Coast style. You feel me? If you go back and listen to their songs at that time, you feel me? Like, they had songs with Tyga, you know what I'm saying? Back-to-back bangers just with them on it, you feel me? Slapping, You feel me? And I started hearing them in LA in the club. I'm like, okay, they really didn't, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's
Came
crazy.
To the other side with
That's
it, though,
crazy.
you know?
Yeah. No, I believe it, bro. Well, they're in the mix. Like they said, they're wiggling.
Yeah.
They're finding out shit.
Yeah.
That's how you find out.
Yeah.
And that's how you find, because they didn't hear it on the radio. They had to ask you personally to play it. You know what I mean? Like, that's where you find the really dopest shit.
They heard Slide Thru in the Bay. Like, before I met them, they came and had a show out here.
Oh.
Got off the plane, got in a rental car, and heard me on the radio.
That's crazy, because for any artist that was performing in the Bay in that era, they heard that song because it was in heavy rotation, right?
They heard it,
Okay.
they flew back home.
And at the concert, too, probably.
Maybe.
If Rick Lee opened up for it, right? Like, yeah, because, yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
So, you know, and when they came back, I was kicking it with Coach K and P before I met them.
Who's Coach K? My bad.
Coach K?
Yeah.
He's one of the guys that helped them blow.
Oh, okay.
Blow up,
Okay. He's not their
you know what I'm
manager or nothing like that, right? But
I don't know if he their manager or
run QC
he run.
with
Yeah,
P.
he runs QC.
With P.
With Pleasure P.
No, with P.
I don't even know who P is.
Oh yeah, you gotta do your homework.
Yeah, I gotta do my homework.
QC
Yeah.
is a label out of Atlanta.
But they're the ones that Migos are under, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So
That's
those
not
two
their
guys-
label? I thought that was their label.
QC is P and Coach label.
Okay.
He signed Migos and Lil Baby. And,
That's cool, because Migos shouts them out a lot, you know?
yeah, you know what I'm saying. So I'm with them guys or whatever, and the next day, Coach K come pick me up from the hotel, and he take me to their studio. He was like, the boys at the studio. I was like, oh, for real? He was like, yeah, I'm about to come grab you. He came and picked me up and then took me over there, and shit, I met him. You know what I'm saying? All three of them was hella cool. You feel me? Offset had just got out of jail, so he was just, you know, he was hyped and hella animated and ready to work. You get what I'm saying? And then Coach K had pulled him to the side and was like, hey, boys, check it out. They came over, they was like, this Rayven Justice, he from Oakland, California. They were like, oh, you from Cali? Okay. And then it was like, you a young rich nigga now. You feel me? I was like, right on. Then,
That's a celebration right there, right?
it was tight,
When
you
artists
feel me?
meet up and then like,
oh God, you feel me? It was all
that's
love,
dope.
you
That's a
feel
good
me?
thing to say.
Quavo sat down. That's when I found out he know how to engineer. You feel me? So
Quavo's an engineer.
man, he know how to engineer super good. You feel me? I'm like, damn, Brett know how to.
That makes so much
I'm
sense.
telling you, he was up in there recording himself on Slide Thru. You know what I'm saying? Offset was like, Quay, bro, let me go first. And then Quavo was like, all right, it's good. And then he left out the studio. That's what he went wrong, because I think Quavo was gonna let him do it. Then he was like, I'll be right back. And then when Offset said, I'll be right back, that's what Quavo was like. And hit record and ran up in the booth and started doing his verse and finished up his verse hella fast.
Oh my God.
Offset ran back in like he knew he was late. He said, you ready for me? And then Quavo play his verse back. He like, oh, that's how you gonna do me, bro? Like, all right.
They are
I'm
really
going second.
competitive.
It really is. So he went second. Takeoff was hella cool, but he was hella quiet. And he went way in the corner of the studio and just went to sleep. I thought he was on like a perk or something. You know what I'm saying? High or something. But he went way over there and went to sleep. And then everybody was like, don't trip off, bro. We gonna get him to get on it. You feel me? And I was like, it's all good. You feel me? And then the next day, I think he did his verse. Like, he didn't even do it the same day. That he waited till the very next day, and they got him. I think he wanted to do it by himself. You feel me? Probably.
They have a crazy work ethic. You could sense that,
you feel me?
right?
They be, when I was with them, they told me, they were like, we knock out like 5 songs a day. You know what I'm saying? Full blown, boom, 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 done. Next day, the same thing. So it let me know like why they had so many hits. Y'all, you know, the studio is open for them all day, every day. So it's like shit. Y'all able to, you know, keep the records coming in at a rapid rate. You know what I'm saying? So of course you're bound to find one song out of 20 songs every day you reckon. You feel me? One of them gonna pop.
That's
One of them
crazy.
So catchy enough where where now the label they could push it and blow it up, because it was whatever this song you made on this day right here, that's one was good.
But it's 5 quality songs. That's what you got
Yes.
to point out, right? It's not just 5. Like it's
Not even, but like it depends on what you mean by quality. 'Cause
like how do they go?
when
Like,
they're working, they're going in there and doing it this fast.
do they finish the whole song, or they be like, "This is hot, let's run with it," and this one's not, or do they just finish everyone?
And they up in there working like clockwork, bro. They're not stuck on one song. You know what I'm saying? They up in there. You go, done. Next song.
Wow.
Next song. Next song. Next song. Then they play. They probably have a little listening party, play all the songs back, and then pick out their favorite ones and put them out. And then one of them bitches catch fire.
How do they have all the beats ready?
Producers.
They just had producers there.
Man, Atlanta is where it's at.
That's crazy.
Shout out to Atlanta.
Gotta go to Atlanta, man.
They really locked in when it come down to working. You know what I mean?
We've been podcasting for over an hour now, man.
Oh yeah, man, we still here.
We gotta go, man, because my camera's gonna run out. But Surfer Soul, you got any projects coming out too? And then you just got back from Miami.
Yeah, man, I got a couple joints coming out, but right now I just dropped a video with Young T.O. Tear It Off.
Mac Wan, man.
Yeah.
No, don't say that. But yeah, you don't want that, no. But yeah, that's dope.
Yeah,
And what's the song called?
It's called Tear It Off.
Tear It Off. Okay, you did the video already?
Yep, out now.
Video's
YouTube,
out now.
everywhere, all platforms.
Surfer's going crazy, man.
Yeah, just left Miami, open up for Krishan Rock,
Okay.
Krishan Rock, man. Is she bigger than Blueface now? I know this.
Nah, man.
But Blueface ain't touring and she is. Why?
Because Blueface, that nigga, he from Cali, like that's his girl, so he touring. If it ain't his girl tour, you feel me? It's a
And
world tour.
I just want to say that because I know the people at Complex, and so I heard like, you go book Krishan, you gonna get Blueface for free. So all you promoters out there, you gotta book Chris.
But Blueface not gonna do nothing. He just gonna.
But he gonna show up. He's gonna show up.
Yeah,
that's like a walkthrough. You get a free walkthrough.
That's what
he coming to protect the bag. All time shit. Yeah, what the fuck?
And that's what Meek and Nicki Minaj was doing too.
They were.
One time
So you would book Nicki, you get Meek, and you would get Meek, you book Nicki.
They giving you the price to where you think but you paying them
together.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
saying?
It's called gang.
That's a new thing.
Gang,
You gotta get your famous little.
Blueface smart.
You gotta go date a Kardashian, man.
Hell
Come up in the
Hell
club.
no, they drained now. No disrespect, but hell no.
Nah, man, ain't my cup of tea. But
Okay, I like Kylie Jenner. Is that the one?
Nah.
No, Kylie Jenner's not that.
That's Travis like baby mama.
I think they all grabbed up right
I
now.
be trying to leave baby mamas. You feel me? I don't,
Oh, they have kids now. Yeah, that is a little creepy when they have kids. And you're like, yeah, I want you.
Yeah.
Kids all listening. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, man.
Well, Rayven, you got a new project coming out too, right? We just talked about that, Justice for All.
Yeah, I got Justice for All out right now. And then I got an EP with my dog True Car coming out. Shout out True Car. And then I got a new single right after that coming out with
Just don't say
Ca.
too much. Don't say you feel me. Don't say too much.
Don't say too much.
Don't let it. We got a lot coming though.
You got a lot coming, man.
We got shit,
We
bro.
loaded. We got 30. We on it.
I'm gonna go home and play the album that you got with T.O., man. I want to hear those songs,
Yeah,
man.
man. Once in a lifetime, me and bro. We did a joint project called Once in a Lifetime. If y'all ain't heard that shit, it's about 6-7 bangers on that thing. Definitely go download and stream that.
Shout out gang.
Y'all record that together in the studio?
Yep.
That's fucking dope. Isn't that way better?
Way better. We knocked them songs out hella fast.
You don't like sending in?
I mean, I don't mind, but shit, he lived in L.A. I was in L.A. at the time, and then we worked with the same studio engineer out there, so it was easy.
Meant
and
to be
dope
happen.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? We just put it together real quick and have fun doing that. Yep.
Shout out my grinders, man.
Shot a video. Yep.
How many videos on that from that album?
We only did one video on that.
Okay,
one.
okay,
You know what I'm saying?
okay.
But, yeah.
Anything you guys want to say before we get out of here?
I think we said enough, man.
Man, you really gave me the game. Thank you, bro.
It's all to the good.
Wanted to hear the back end stories of all because I was there. I was a
bro.
fan, bro.
You
I was,
there.
man.
You saw me as a youngin' come to you.
Bro, thank you for coming to my little shitty studio back in the day.
Just the speed.
I remember how they were all tripping off of him because, like, I forget who was there. You remember who? Like, it was Priceless the Rock, and it was the light skinned
people up in
girl
there,
who's
yeah.
Desiree.
It was another girl up in there too. I think she's an engineer now.
Yeah, Karina.
Yep.
Karina, because she was outrageous Karina, and they were just tripping off you because I could tell from when they knew you, like they didn't think you were gonna, you know what I mean? And then they were asking like, how did it happen? And it was just funny. You were just it just happened.
It's always like that to the greats. You know what I'm saying? You always gonna get them doubters in the very beginning of your career that's gonna like all the way downplay you. You know what I'm saying? Because you broke at the time. You know, you don't look like
before the money.
Come on now.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So, you're gonna get that anyways. But, even back then I always knew what I was on. I always had an end goal. I always believed, and I was like, I'm gonna be big. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Shit, nigga. I made it happen.
It really did. It really went down. Rayven Justice in the building. Yo, what's up, my guy Surfer Solo? I appreciate y'all Create Studios podcast.
Likewise, man.
We are out of here. Enjoy, y'all. One love.